Hi, here we continue the Song of Songs series. Now we come to the second part of the fifth verse of the first chapter. It's the speed of light. Yeah, we are not that fast at doing these sessions, but it's not about that. It's about soaking in the revelation of the bridegroom's love. So, Holy Spirit, thank you for your presence. We invite you and we would like you to have your way, and please help us not to stand in your way. Help us to allow you to flow through us. We long to see your hand moving. We long to see you. Come, Holy Spirit, come. You're beautiful. I am dark but lovely, O daughters of Jerusalem, like the tents of Kedar, like the curtains of Salamon. Some theologians say that there is a dialogue inside of this two sentences, so it's not just told by the bride. It is rather some declarations the brides made interrupted by the bridegroom. So it's like, I am dark. No, you're lovely. I am like the tents of Kedar. No, you are like the curtains of Salamon. And I really like this idea. Kedar was a tribe outside of God's chosen people. They camped outside. Sometimes they follow the Israelites. Sometimes they attacked them. They were Gentiles. They were outside of God's presence. They were outsiders. They didn't have a home. They were just wandering and lived in tents. And that's what the girl is comparing herself to. I am something like an outsider. I'm not home. I'm not holy. I'm not pure. I'm not attractive. I'm dark. I'm darkened by sin. I'm totally not in. I'm just trying to be in, but I'm not in. I'm not among the chosen people. I'm not in the presence. I'm not close. I'm not holy. I'm just camping outside. I'm just wandering, trying to find my place. And that's what the bridegroom had to interrupt. No, you're beautiful, you're attractive, you're holy, you are pure, you're blameless, you are perfect. No, you are not something outside of my people, not something outside of my presence, not something that is just a home to some wandering things. You are so in. You are inside the camp, but inside of my house you are forever made a pillar in the house of God. You are so in that you are the holy of holies, hanging before that, hanging before the presence of God as the curtain, the purest, widest, most beautiful curtain in the temple and in the most holy place of the temple. You are forever home there. It's your home, my presence. Not just something like my presence, but the creamy center of my presence. You are just so much in. You couldn't be more in. You couldn't be wider. You couldn't be more blameless. You couldn't be more attractive to me. You had forever been taken home. No one can take you out of my house. You are always hanging just in front of my presence. You're not a dark material who houses wandering things outside of my camp. No, that's a lie. It's a deception you're in. I'm telling you the truth. And that's what I really like about this passage. The bridegroom destroys all the misconceptions of the girl about herself. But first, what I like the most is that the girl shares her stupid thoughts about herself with the bridegroom. That's what I feel. I feel like an outsider. Da 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 da. She just shares her junk. And of course, as a new creation, we are not supposed to think about ourselves like that. But if we somehow find ourselves having some other thoughts than his thoughts about us, then we should just tell him. Sometimes we have this idea that, okay, I have some lies and deceptions going on in my head, so I need to find it out, how it came from, where it came from, how did I allow it in, and things like that, and then I can be with the Lord. But it's not like that. You can try all you want to get rid of these ideas, and you can even ask God help to do that, and ask for a second chance to try it again. It won't work. I'm telling you. You are destined to failure in your own attempts, because it's what he's about to do. It's what he won't share with you. This task he won't share with you, making yourself perfect and blameless and beautiful in your eyes, because you are already that in his eyes. But only by listening to him can we understand who we are. Actually, only he knows how this lie sneaked in. Sometimes I feel like I don't even know what lie I believe. I just feel somehow distant, somehow not as much in the presence. And I couldn't even tell you what kind of lie I believed. I just know that I need to just talk about my junk with Jesus. And you know what? Jesus is not offended at our junk. He is not upset. He is not frustrated that we couldn't make it again, that we couldn't keep our minds clean or something like that. He is actually attracted to our mess. He loves our junk. Actually, he loves us. Not just our worship, not just our devotion, not just our good deeds, not just our new creation. He loves the deceived, full of misconception, illusion self we keep alive by listening to the snake. That's what Eve made wrong in the garden. He had some questions and doubts, and it wasn't the worst thing. If you already have them, don't hide them. Just bring it to the light. He won't be offended at it. If you have questions and doubts, just bring to him. He loves your junk. So Eve had these ideas somehow that she is not just like God. She is a bit less than an image. She doesn't have the whole fullness. God is hiding something from her. And instead of talking about these questions and doubts and deceptions with the Creator, he decided to do that with a snake. And you know what? This conversation with the snake about her misconception led her out of the garden of pleasures, out of the Garden of Eden, forever separated from the tree of life. And that's when we feel lifeless. We feel not beautiful, we feel not holy. When we believe something else than what the bridegroom is forever telling about us. We must listen to his song. He's singing over us. The bridegroom's song. You are lovely, you are all to me, you are the most attractive to me. You need to hear that. If you don't hear that from him, you will be desperate to hear it from someone else. That's why Eve listened to the snake. The snake offered some kind of cure to her identity crisis. If you do that, you can be something like God. And she was desperate to have it. And we do messed up things when we don't listen to the bridegroom. He is my son. Listen to him. That's what the Father said. We cannot escape believing lies if we don't listen to him. We can't keep our minds clean. We can't do anything about it. We can't do it with deliverance session and identity program. Nothing will help you if you don't listen to the bridegroom. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You can ask him, okay, I feel like I destroyed this and that, and I devastated this area and that area. What do you think about it? And when he tells you that, you feel like, uh-oh, maybe my problem is not eternal and your word is. And your time-bound problems and failures will be dissolved by his eternal words. Maybe not at the moment he speaks to you, Maybe it is a process for someone, but there's no other option for you than listening to him. You can't clean yourself up. And no one knows you better, and no one knows the path of your brain and everything in your soul than he. And he knows how to destroy lies. He knows how they came in. He knows what lies or trauma or anything it is connected to. And in most cases, let me tell you, you don't even need to know that. You don't even need to roll back how did it came from and find your 4-year-old self hearing these lies for the first time. Sometimes the Holy Spirit leads you to that, but it's not necessary. Listening to him is what's necessary. So I just invite you to continuous dialogue with the bridegroom. When you tell him anything that comes up in your mind, anything, just anything, the stupid stuff, and just let him interrupt you when you share your misconception, and let his words blow your mind and change you and make you the person you already are in your own eyes. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for your closeness, for your endless, uninterruptible delight. Your sweet wine flowing forever and available forever. We love you. We love how you are, how you act, your nature. Your nature is so kind and so loving. You are just so nice and so lovely. You are beautiful. You're beautiful beyond measure. Let us see your lovely face, God. You're wonderful. You're wonderful. Captivate these hearts, Jesus, as they are watching. Show your lovely arms, embracing them, holding them close. I love the way you are, and I love the way you are moving. You are awesome. Amen.